music's loud, the small town sound. We don't care where you came from, friend. If you're real with heart, you fit right in. No one's left out, that's a creed we keep. Neighborly roots run 6 feet deep. Lend a hand, light the fire. We lift each other a little higher. Side by side through the rain and pain. What's mine is yours, that's how we're made. Turn the kindness up like a country choir. Lend a hand, light the fire. We build together, brick by brick. Ain't no more, this bond runs thick. From the farm to the blockchain dream. Neighborly hearts fuel the whole damn team. Lend a hand, light the fire. We lift each other a little higher. Ain't no quit, just soul and flame. That ninja cat, well yeah, that's our name. Turn that kindness up, make the world inspire. Lend a hand, light the fire.
Listen for a minute. Life moves fast, and everybody is out here trying to tell you what matters. But the truth is simple. Do whatever makes you happy and give it everything you got. It does not matter if the world calls it small. It does not matter if nobody else sees the vision. If it means something to you, that is enough. So breathe, lock in. And step forward knowing this is your moment to grow. Every rep, every step, every early morning and late night, it all adds up. Now turn that fire on and move with purpose. Wake up, rise up, time to set the tone. Put the weight on your back, make the grind your home. Every ounce of effort is a brick in your climb. Push hard, stay true, stay steady on the line. Sweat drips, heart kicks, feel the pulse inside. You are stronger than your fear, let the doubt subside. When it burns, keep going, let the struggle refine. Pressure makes diamonds and the fire makes you shine. Give it everything you got, let the world be your drive. Every breath, every rep, keep your purpose alive. Do it big, do it small, it is all by design. What matters is the heart that you put in the grind.
Some days hit heavy, but you rise again. You were built for the battle, you were made to win. When your mind gets loud, keep your focus tight. Every step forward is another small fight. When the road gets rough, keep your feet in place. Storms come fast, but you hold your pace. Every setback teaches, every bruise is proof. You are built from the struggle, you were forged in truth. Stand tall in the
Chaos, let the moment mold. Greatness grows slow, but it grows bold. Trust your fire, trust your heart, let your strength unfold. This is the chapter where your story is told. Stay locked, stay hungry, let your courage roar. You are closer to your breakthrough than ever before. So lift that weight, take flight in the moment you are in. This is you versus you when you came here to win.
Some days it heavy, but you
Monday night scene a teen over there. Oh man, if you're in the Twitch, you're seeing some magic right now. All right, man, I am excited. I mean, I'm excited every Monday night. I know Cody is too. It's a fun night for us, you know. There's a lot of amazing spaces going on, like 28 and 29 hours a day. But Monday nights, you know, we get to talk Ninja Cat, and that's exciting to us. So that's why we're here, man. Let's get some shout outs real quick going on, and then we'll jump over to some people up here. And man, we got Peanut already rolling up. We got Shield in the house. Welcome in, my man. Appreciate the space tonight. The subscriber giveaway was amazing. I was multitasking, kids shows, Bass Pro Shops. I mean, I got lucky. I was able to snag a dog and get a picture real quick. It just wasn't Gary, but it worked. Stick 7, welcome in. I don't say that loud with my kids around. Jessica, as always. Jessica, you are such a trooper. It's like 4 a.m. for you, and you're here every Monday. Baked, my man. Dude, this I wouldn't even call it a contest. Like, we're just doing it for fun. I've even forgot that there's even giveaways for this thing, but I have so much fun, you know, waiting for that post, and I'm like, oh, what do we got? It's a lot of fun, man. Keep it up. That's engagement. It's tough to get people to engage in things, you know, but you're doing it, dude. People are loving it. And I love that it gives people, it kind of opens up the creativity, you know, and that's what it's all about. So my man Trizzy, I know you're half here right now dealing with some stuff at home, not anything crazy, but Laz Attack, I got my drinks ready, man. If you're over on the Twitch, you know, I'll cheers you right now. Might as well. All right, let me get one in. And we got Gliss in the house. Let's go, Liz. I always promised I'd give Liz an amazing entrance every time she showed up to Liz. All right. I never fail. Chris is in the house. My man, Chris. Hey, I've got to figure out. So Saturday I thought was going to work perfect. And of course, by the time you got back to me, plans had changed, but I still got those bot ideas, man. We got to get that cruising for sure. Mim Wander, I know you're over in the Twitch as well. Appreciate you as always, my man. Margie B is in the Twitch right now. We got the Arson in the house, and my girl Vina. Instrumental Stru's in the house, and Comedy broke. Well, Comedy, come on, you're not broke, bro. All right, let's get around here. Cody, let's start with you, man. How was your day?
Oh, my day was a day, man. Mondays, you usually got my appointment I drive into the big city for. After I got that BS behind me, I decided to grab the day, you know, the bull by the horns, and made it a better day, and drove back. Liz's space, and then every space I could hit after that, every stage I could jump on. Unfortunately for Liz's space, I was driving through a couple dead zones, so I was like, I'm not even going to request to speak because I'll get kicked off. But by the time I got home, I was on every space, try to grab a mic and keep busy and get locked in. It was a good turnaround, I should say. Good turnaround. And as it is Monday nights, men, we look forward to this every Monday, 10 p.m. EST, hanging out with the community. And I'm really looking forward to tonight's topic.
Me too, man. I actually, network is your net worth, because someone asked me like, oh, didn't you guys talk about networking last space? I'm like, yeah, we kind of did, but I feel like this is a little different. We're going to go into kind of the value of you know, trust and value creation and consistency and you know, kind of everything that creates that network. I heard something the other day that I loved. And it was not, you know, we hear network is your net worth all the time. It'll make me drink in the middle of speaking. Your network is your network because people are the multiplier. I love that. That little bit of extra on there. And that's so true. Let's go. Peanut. What is going on, my man?
Hey, what's going on, you guys? Happy Monday. I was like, shoot, it's 9, I don't know, it was like 9:04, 9:03. I'm like, oh, it's time. So, no, happy to be here. It's been, you know, just, you know, it's been a great couple of weeks, honestly. It's crazy to think that it's already been a week now, basically fully removed from Miami. It still feels like literally yesterday. Like, it's just, man, it's crazy. it's so meaningful spending time with so many incredible people, and to getting to spend time with you, Bubba, and Cody, and Liz, and I know Shield and I got to talk a little bit, and we grabbed a photo. I haven't posted it yet, but man, it's just like, dude, moments like that, man. Just like looking back at these photos too, it just, man, it puts like the biggest smile on my face, and honestly, definitely brings a tear into just reminiscing. And I know you guys were saying like you didn't take any photos, and not say it's a bad thing, because like you have the memories that live on in your head. But man, just like shout out to Chris and shout out to Liz, because I know they both have been challenging a lot of people for months, and I still have some things to uphold to, and I still want to do, and I plan to make good on my word. But I stepped it up this trip in terms of just getting some videos, getting photos, and I'm so thankful for it. I'm so thankful. Like, it's crazy. Anyways, so that's my opening thought here. Just glad to capture those moments, because man, it is truly priceless. The photos we got together, it's just, dude, it's so surreal. I'm so thankful for you guys. So that's what I got. That's my Monday night thought.
I love it, dude. I really regret the photos thing. Like I don't think and I got 5 kids, man. So, and I grew up with a photographer. We rugged, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. All right, let's see what we can do here. Well, if you're over on the Twitch, you'll still be able to actually see we're here. And this is what I love about X, Can we reconnect quickly? All right, am I back? Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Keep going.
No, you're good. No, I took a half shift vacation tomorrow and Friday, so I only have to work 12 hours both days. It's been pretty busy with training recently, so trying to spend a little bit more time with my family. But today's been pretty awesome. We had an awesome steak dinner, and then we watched Elf, and I just got done putting my son to bed. So how are you guys?
I'm doing good, man. I just wanted to ask, with that OT shift you worked last night at the hall, what are you getting me for Christmas?
Something good. Maybe a nice NFT. I don't know. We'll see.
No, I'm just kidding.
I love Josh. I love seeing Josh getting into NFTs, dude. There's nothing that puts a smile on my face when he posted that first regen he got. Like let me just say, he didn't message anybody. He just figured it out. He's like, yeah, I got this. And he just boom, posted it. Didn't tell us, hey team, I'm gonna go grab one of these. What do I do? What do I need? Bam. It was just like, yep, I got this. That was awesome, dude.
Man, I was talking to Cody earlier today. It's funny because for the last year I've been seeing you talk about NFTs, and I've just been stubborn like crazy, and I don't understand NFTs, and I was just had my head in different places, and I didn't want to give it the time of day. And then I finally start poking my head and looking at the power of these communities and all the great people that are coming out of it, the connection you guys are making. And I started doing my own homework. I'm like, dang, this is infectious. I kind of want to be part of this. And so, yeah, now over the last few days now, I've spent $500 on some NFTs, and I'm ready to spend some more.
It is wild, dude. It is wild. And it's true. It's like, it's the communities, it's the connections, it's the people. And I was talking about that on Create Space today. She let me up and we were chatting, and that's kind of what I was going to talk about tonight, was a little bit, and bringing up these communities we're coming across. It's like the price isn't what's talked about. Not that nobody's here for, money. At the end of the day, some people survive in Web3. That's their living. So of course money has to be, in their head, but it's really not the focus. And I think that just comes back to in business. For me, I've always ran, the companies that I've ran based off customer service. I provide good customer service. I'm going to have that in return. I don't have to think about the money. I don't have to focus about the money, because that will come back tenfold when you do things right. And I think that's what's happening with all these communities that we're coming across anyway. And that's why we've been picky, I mean, they accepted us in, and we, and the same, have done our own research to make sure that we're putting ourselves around people that are going to benefit us, the community, then something we can give to them and offer them. Go ahead, Cody.
You know what's funny is that Monday I went to work with you, and I got to spend the whole day at work with you. It gave me this perspective of, wow, I get to see Bubba in his element, and to go on a drive. And I sat in the back seat when he would bring clients home with their vehicles, or in the shop vehicle, because their vehicle's in the shop, and just exactly like he said, customer service and how he conducts himself is the exact same person that we see here today. And it was just so surreal. And I'm like, man, you're incredible, dude. Truly, like, how you move is not just in one area. It's with your family, because I've seen it. It's at work, because I've seen it. And in web3, like, that's why it hit me what you said. And I was like, dude, you checked all 3 boxes, and not a lot of people can do that. Okay, I'm done giving you flowers.
Yeah, no more. Appreciate you though, man. I do. It's been tough. I know Trizzy's in here right now. Trizzy works with me, and unfortunately I am leaving the shop starting January 1st. And that's been tough. I mean, it's been very, very emotional. And honestly, I mean, besides like Trizzy down there is my boy. Like that's my second right-hand man. And he's my local guy, so I don't feel like I'm going to lose any type of connection to him. And thank God he's here with, in Web3, because that's definitely what makes this easier. But it's tough. It's 11 years of my life, and that's, 6 days a week for 7 of those years. And, I spent a lot of time there. Where I'm going, I feel like is the next chapter that's going to be rough and then get better, and that's kind of how it is. But the point that I'm making is, like, the hardest part that I'm having is not only the people that I'm leaving behind there, but customers. Like, every day I'm breaking down because I'm talking to customers and just telling them, hey, I won't be here after the first of the year. And it's tough, and I'm not going to start crying because I'm on camera right now on the Twitch. So I'm going to just move on from this subject, because today was one of those days, man. I'll tell you this real quick, because I can smile about this one. I had one customer in particular. She has my cell phone number. She reminds me of just like a grandma. And she came in, and I was dreading telling her this news. I'm like, I don't want to tell her. She came in today. I walked out the front and I saw her in the front. I'm like, oh no. All right. I got to do it. And I was worried because she's got she's got an older Mercedes. It needs work, and she only trusts me. She trusts the text too, but she likes me. She's always dealt with me for all these years. And I look over, and she's got a brand new car. She was coming in to tell me she bought a brand new Mercedes. She had her old Mercedes for 19 years. It had 335,000 miles on it. And we kept that thing going for a long time, but she finally traded it in. And I had the biggest smile on my face, because I was like, yes, I'm leaving, but she's got a brand new car. She's not going to have to, try to get used to somebody new up here. And yeah, it made me really happy. So, but it was still tough, and so that has been very difficult, but that's the thing. And that's the power of relationships. That's the power of networking. That's the power of the people, and that's where things like what we're doing, what we're building, what we're seeing built around us, you kind of have a different purpose. You got money in the back of your head, of course, but because we can't function without this. All the stuff that we do here to try to spread the good word costs money to do. So at the end of the day, we still have to bring it back, but yeah. All right, let's get into it. So yeah, I want to go on. Basically, network is your net worth is the title. We've heard that in crypto a million times. And what does it mean? What does it break down to? I mean, we got some really strong people up here that can really help add to this conversation. If you haven't come over to the Twitch just to say hi, make sure you drop over there. It's actually a new scene we worked out. It's kind of like a news anchor. I'm sitting behind a computer. Beep, 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 beep. We got some sponsorships up. Well, I wouldn't say sponsorships. We just got some communities we support up there. And then you got the actual space here is live on there as well. So anyway, so let's get into it. So I think part of that, we kind of got some bullet points, and at any moment, anyone can hop in. If they want to take the lead on one, you're more than welcome to. Everybody up here on the panel are good friends and people I trust that they're going to say kind of exactly what I would probably say. But we're basically going to jump into trust, value creation, consistency, community, and then kind of wrap it from there to growth. So Cody, is your hand up or is it stuck up?
It's stuck.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure I wasn't skipping it. So do like a thumbs down if you want to talk, actually, because it's staying stuck. Hold on. Let me try to minimize this. Pop it back up. Nope. Your hand's back up. All right. So let's jump into the first topic for tonight. It's going to be trust. So trust. I think trust, I wanted to start with trust because I feel trust is probably one of the most important things and one of the hardest things to earn for people. We are in a space of absolute it's so hard to trust anybody in this space. It really is. We can all say we can read people really good, and we've all had those people that we felt we could read really good, and then we end up getting burnt. So building trust is very difficult in the world we live in here in Web3. It's not as hard, I think, because in when you're talking face to face, like we just got back from Miami, that's a whole different animal of talking to people. Like here talking to you guys, yeah, you can see me on Twitch right now, but before that, you didn't see anybody. It was just us talking. So we could post pictures, but who's to say those are actually us? I could find some guy's camera roll and just keep posting that guy's camera. But when you're speaking to somebody face to face, it's a whole different animal. So it makes it a little easier that way. But trust, I think, is probably one of the most important things with business, and we're talking about business because a project is a business. Your brand is a business. Anything that you're building, treat it like a business, and it will definitely change the way you look at things. Building trust with people is very difficult to do, but it's actually not. And it really comes down to a few different things. I think the easiest way, I struggle trying to talk about this because I don't know any other way. I know I'm a good person, period. And that's the thing. You have to learn that. I have to get you to see that. And that's where things get, you got to put some effort in. You got to prove it. It's one thing is time in. Time in is one thing that you can't fake. And, I'm not going to sit here and spend a year with somebody trying to get them to trust me just to screw them over. I mean, that just doesn't seem very efficient to me. But the big thing is you're building your network as you're getting people to trust you. So I could say Liz down there, we've met Liz, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago or so. And Liz would go out and say, hey, these guys are good guys. We've met in real life, Cody's been to my house. Cody's met my family. So Cody would put that out there. So I'm building that vouch center. I'm creating a vouch for myself. So if I get into a scenario or we get into it and we say, hey, I'm here, this is who I am. And now somebody who they've already trusted and vouched for and cleared vouches for you, it just speeds that process up. It really takes that down to a short thing. Reputation speaks when you're not in the room. So I kind of wrote some notes down on this stuff because, like I said, for me, it's tough to get it out there in words, how I want to say it. But I think that is probably a very important, your reputation speaks when you're not in the room. Okay. So when I've seen this happen, not for me, I'm going to use other people as examples, but I've seen Cody be brought up. I've seen Liz be brought up. I've seen Funk, Superfly. I mean, every person in here has been brought up when they're not in the room, and it's not in a bad way. And in fact, the people that we roll with say, I guarantee most of them would say, I'm not going to talk about a person that's not in the room unless it's good. Then we'll talk all we want about them. But that's the level of respect that we see through a lot of the people that we roll with. Long-term trust outperforms short-term whims. So that's where putting the work in is really where it comes down to. That is where time can't be faked. You know, we have been here. What are we at? 15 months, Cody? What are we at now? 14 months?
Yeah, something like that. I just stopped counting.
I did, yeah. It's kind of how we look at our wallets or charts or anything else, you know. We just do it. And that's time in, you know. So as people are looking at things, and I'm not talking about money as investing. I'm talking about time and effort and do I want to take the time and effort to support this person because can they benefit me? Can I benefit them? How does that relationship work? And that's where time comes in. And that's tough in this space where there's a million people all trying to gain attention. Everybody's trying to get attention right now. Everyone's trying to be that person that's like, hey, look at me, look at me, look what we're doing over here. Look what we're doing over here. We move a little different than that. We kind of move, you know, we always have that saying, ninjas move in the shadow. And that's how we roll. I feel like the time will come when it's supposed to come. The time will happen when it's supposed to happen. So we just kind of move through the space as we are. We help people we can. And that's going to get into that next topic. So Cody, you got anything to add for trust?
I do. You said it perfectly, man. I feel like it's something that takes time, and everybody's expectation of that time is different from person to person. And people have certain check boxes and stuff, could be based off of experiences in the past, good and bad, you know. So these things take time. And I feel like, you know, if you do things correctly without being in somebody's face, but just let them know, be humble, be there, be supportive. You'll be noticed. It might not take a week, might not be a month, but it'll come. And as long as you keep doing good things out of your heart and supporting people, I mean, how could doing more good be a bad thing when it comes to building trust? That's kind of my opinion of it. I see Walt's hands up, so I'm going to throw him the mic. What's going on, Walt? Thanks for coming up, brother.
Dude, it was like I saw the notification on Twitch and I was like, who is he talking to? So I was like, oh, he's on Spaces. So, no, I did want to come up and say I've learned a lot about people because I like meeting people in person. Like, look, I love Spaces and stuff, but to meet somebody in person is so much more information overload because you can see their mannerisms. You know, you have eye contact. Like some people have like nervous tics and stuff like that. And I really like to pick up on that kind of stuff. But not only that, I love to watch how people treat, like, let's say we're out at a bar or we're out at a restaurant. I like to see how they treat the staff or how do they treat your Uber driver, that kind of thing. Those will tell me a lot about a person. And if they're genuinely treating people with kindness and they're being genuine and they're actually treating others as human beings and not like servants, like that's literally I'm going to be able to tell a lot about a person by how they treat others. And I've learned that from a lot of the people that I surround myself with.
What are you making Bubba do now?
I really had an amazing time with you guys. I know we've said it before, but it was so much fun getting to hang out.
It was, man. And just the fact how we met and we just kind of bumped into each other and you and Liz started talking and you mentioned something about gaming. You were trying out that game and Bubba asked me the other day, I was like, I cannot remember, but I know there was a lot of girls he was playing with. It was a predominantly female-based player game.
Repo. We're playing Repo.
Repo. That's it. Oh, man. Hold on, I gotta put this to my notes.
When and where do I download this game?
Let me add this to my notes.
Yeah, Repo. Okay, write that down because I might forget.
Maybe write this down. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, George Strait.
There's so many different skill sets that play that game. Like, you don't have to be amazing at video games to play it. It's just a highly sociable game. because there's proximity chat and the little robots' heads move up and down and talk. So it's very goofy. Like the game is very funny. Like you can't take it too seriously. It's a very, very goofy game.
I mean, we're down.
I want to check it out because I'm curious. And the fact that was the first game you brought up, and you're like, I'm a gamer, and I was like, oh. And Liz is like, have you met Cody? He games and streams with Bubba every Friday night on Twitch. So we got to meet and connect. And then it was about video games and streaming. And then we steered into genres of music. What kind of music do you like? And then it just stemmed into other conversations from that. I feel like that experience was just like, this is how you meet people. And the best part was, it was at my first IRL event, which I really came out of my shell to go to that, let me tell you. And I was nervous, Walt. I'm not, I know you said people like making eye contact and stuff. I was nervous, not to be around those people, everybody else, the dogs and whatnot. I was just nervous because that was a big step for me because, you may not know, but been in therapy for 4 years and I haven't done anything like that in 9 years, man. So it was new for me. And Bubba looked at me, he's like, dude, you all right? You look pretty tense. That was like first 2 minutes of being there. I was like, thank you. I needed that reality check.
Dude, he looked like a soldier looking for bad guys. He was just like scoping everything out. His eyes are wide open. He's turning side to side. I'm like, dude, what? Are you good? You good, bro?
And then he was gonna pull out his 6-shooter.
Yeah, right after that, man, it just was like, boom, he's gone. I didn't see him like the rest of the night.
Yeah, and it was. I really feel like because that interaction with Walt in the beginning, it just was like, okay, we're setting the tone, because that was the first real organic conversation I had at the event. And from that point on, I mean, we were pretty much hanging out the rest of the night, cruising around and us going around chatting with people, but we always ended up together because, I guess things just flowed, man. It just felt organic. And I was like, heck yeah, man, this is another good person in the space. Would have never probably met unless I came here. And I'm grateful for that because I got a +1 friend added to the list. Someone that has same core values as me, who respects people that, carry themselves and conduct themselves well. And I'm like, hell yeah.
Dude, not to mention, it was like, do you notice that if people were invited to that party, you knew who was invited and who was actually a Doginal dog? And I have to say, for the people that were there, anybody that was a Doginal dog was highly approachable. They were very welcoming. They carry themselves good. They know how to converse, which a lot of people do not know how to converse whatsoever. They were very professional, cordial. Like, there was no downsides to anything. I've said in so many spaces already, that was one of the best experiences, period, that I've had. Not just in Web3, but I was just like, wow, this is like the most amazing group of people I've ever freaking met. And they're all in one community, and they're all so goal-oriented and driven. And I'm like, how did I miss this? Like, I don't know. I feel like I've been like circling and just missing the darts on the board, and then it's just like, oh, I hit a bullseye. All right, well, let's go.
I agree, dude. Very, very approachable. I mean, just everyone was friendly. Everyone came up. It wasn't like cliques or nothing. It was awesome. And that's the thing. Like, I love what you said, watching people, how they move, I mean, I can sit up here and talk, oh, I'm a good guy. And then I go yell at, a waitress because she didn't bring my drink in time. I agree. I am the guy that brings the shopping cart back to the shopping cart spot, and I ask people that when I interview them for a job. Bring your carts back, people. Bring your carts back. So, but another thing you said brings up a great point. So I'm training 2 guys right now. And, one thing I was taught a while back was body language. And that's something we don't get to see here, just like you brought up, tics, nervous tics. When people are lying, typically they're going to look one way or the other, and avoid eye contacts, and just a lot of different things. But another thing that people don't realize is people's body language subconsciously. They're telling you how interested they are in this conversation you're having. Are they facing you straight on? Are their arms crossed? Are they turned sideways for the door? All these things that you look for when you're having a conversation with a person can really lead where to go from there. So it's tough here. It's definitely not the same. And you kind of have to go with some instinct and go with gut, but that's where time in, showing up, showing support, providing something for that person, giving them something that they may not be able to get that you can, whatever you can do to build that outside of that, because we don't have that body language, we don't have that eye contact and all that other stuff to go off of. So that is definitely a very good point for building these relationships, and I think that's where just IRL hits a lot different. And that's definitely being in the space as long as we have, we've seen all the IRL events. And honestly, I think before Ninja Cat, I really didn't have any interest of going. I just didn't connect with people like I do now. And that's really what came down to it. Like for me, it was at that time of going to the Dojo Dog thing. It was cool. We were just coming into that, Cody scoped him out a little more than me. And, but at that point, I'm like, dude, we get to meet Liz, we get to meet Peanut, the people that we've been rolling with for a lot longer, we got to finally meet. So to me, Liz hosted a Ninja Cat luncheon at a beautiful Greek restaurant, and just having that connection was unreal. So win.
Did you guys get to meet Dev or Bomb?
Yeah, Cody did. I did not. I saw him there. I did not get to meet him.
You can't miss Bomb. He's pretty tall.
Yeah, he's very tall.
Sorry.
Yeah, I echo that. Definitely great guys. There's that was my issue. That's why I wasn't taking pictures, because I was talking and shaking hands with so many people. And I remember the Saturday morning or Sunday morning, I got up and I checked my phone, and I was like, dude, the only picture I took was of the entrance the whole night. Like, come on.
It was like The Hangover, like the first picture of the night.
Yeah. My family's like, oh, let's see pictures. How was it? And then I'm like, well, I got this. They're like, what the hell is that?
Oh, dude, that was awesome. Yeah, it was a good time though. And we could just sit here and go on. And every day I keep finding new pictures. Peanut just posted a picture I hadn't seen yet. I'm not on my phone, but when I do get to my phone, I'm going back to that and saving that one. Cody found one yesterday with me in it and sent that over to me. So it's just cool. I definitely 110,000% will take more pictures on the next IRL event, because yes, we remember them, but not like the pictures, man. You look for pictures to post, for comments and spaces or a good morning post or whatever. And then you look at it and it brings you back. And it's so wild. It was one night, one day, and that's it. But it felt very short, but it also felt like it was a lot longer than it was. So I feel like a lot got accomplished.
I would say definitely get with CCM. He's got so many good pictures from like both events. He might have a picture of all of us talking.
Cody dodged CCM's camera all night, he said.
Yeah, he told me. He's like, dude, I don't know where you were and what you're doing. The only shot I have is this. And I was on the left side and Bubba was in the middle with Jay. Well, I don't know. I was there though. I'm telling you.
He got a shot of me, and it's so funny. Like I look like I just found out that my bags went to zero or something. Like I'm like frowning or something, but it's like the funniest. I don't know. It's like the funniest picture.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. I'm glad you're up here, dude. I'm glad you're coming back in. I know, like Cody said, dude, we spent a lot of time that night. And it was just great connections we met. There was not one uncomfortable situation there at all. So it was awesome. I'm looking forward to the future. I'm looking forward to 2026. I told my wife, because that's tough for me. It's hard to get out I don't hardly get out to do anything. So to actually go to an IRL event, leave my wife here on a weekend where she's got 8 soccer games and clogging events and everything else.
Not kidding.
It was, she was a trooper, and I told her when I got back, I'm like, I know that's not gonna be something I do all the time. And she's like, well, I don't see why you can't go back to them as long as we know they're coming up. Now, next year is going to be a little tougher with the new job and all that. It's going to be a little harder trying to navigate, with a balance. We always find that balance. Sometimes we go too hard over here and then we're neglecting something over here and then we reel it back, and we got to find that middle ground. I know Josh has gone through that. We've all gone through it. And I know coming up January, that's where I'm going to have to be, because I got to put some extra focus on, whole new career change. I mean, it's going to be, it's a lot to take in, and I got a family that's counting on me. So I got a mortgage to pay, and but hopefully everything works out. But that's a risk I'm willing to take for the outcome. So, all right, let's get back into the topics here, and then we'll kind of open up for the night here. But there's just a few I really wanted to punch on, because I want mainly, this is more of lessons learned, how to move through the space, how to, I see people are like, oh, hey, you guys didn't notice me. You didn't see me. And, you can't do it for the reasons to be seen 100%. Like, there's got to be some selflessness to the way you move. And this is just, how I see things, and how I know Cody and me, well, Cody and I and Cody, whatever you want to say, but we move pretty close in the same limelight that way. Bring value before you're asking for anything. This is a big one. I look at and say, we've done, the fire background. The fire background, obviously, yes, we love the fire background. We're always going to represent the fire background. We're always going to have that on. As Cody would say, that's our uniform. That's who we are. And I look down the room here, and it's just a beautiful sight to see when you got the fire breathing behind you. And there's a lot of meaning to that, but that's not what we're going to go into tonight. But that fire is our uniform. And, so for a while, when people would come into our space, we would make that fire background for them. We weren't sending it to PFPs. To me, are very sacred. Your PFP is a sacred thing to you. You've either paid a lot of money for it, you see yourself in it. Most people put a lot of thought into their PFP, and there could be special meaning to it. So anytime that I've ever sent out those backgrounds on their PFP, it was never to expect anyone to change it. It was just something I enjoy doing. I love creating things. I love creating whatever it is, art, content, music, whatever it be. I love doing it. So that was me. That was one way of me expressing, saying thanks for being here. Thanks for hopping in. So it's like a gift, and that's contributing. That's giving something without asking for anything. I don't expect it to be anything in return. It's just that's how we do things. And that's how, that's how I'd want to be treated. I don't want, you can tell when people come into something and they want something. We've been approached multiple times, especially recently. We are moving differently. We are in the channels that the path that we've gone through. We've kind of broke out of that, I feel, and we were talking about that today, Cody. Like, we don't put our market cap as our value. I don't pay attention to that, because I know where that's going to go eventually. And that's because we're focusing on other things that we find more important, and that will kind of follow behind it. It's like a dragon tail. So that being said, if I'm not focused on that, I'm focused on, are we moving forward? Are we growing? Are we doing the things that we need to do to build out, things correctly? And I feel like 100% we are. So for us, and people see that outside of there, and then we get people that message us. The stream's been doing amazing. I have absolutely not one complaint about the stream. It's just every week it's growing. The Monday night streams aren't as big as Friday night streams, which is, I could care less about that. But I love the fact that we're able to put this space on a stream outside of there, so we can, get this out to the masses eventually as that stream grows. Because eventually, if we keep going the way we're going, we're going to get other people coming into the stream for the gaming side of things. And now they're going to get the notification on a Monday night. What's this? They're live. Oh, cool. Let's hop in. And how many people have randomly popped into spaces and then found themselves stuck in there forever, you know? And that's what we look for, is like, I can't tell you how many people, how'd you get here? Well, I hopped into space and I loved what they're talking about. And now, boom, you are a community member. And that's what we do. You know, that's what all of us are doing here. So to be able to expand that out is massive, but what we're able to do with that is really grow outside of X. And that is kind of what the idea behind it is. So anyway, let's keep moving here. Cody, you got anything to add about bringing value before asking? Because I know you're very good at that as well.
I think it's better to just show somebody who you are first before anything else, because you're kind of putting everything out there and you say, this is me, this is who I am. If that doesn't jive with you, it's not going to work in general. I mean, if in a networking situation, you know, you think you're going to pretend to be somebody else, well, how far is that going to get you down the road? Not very far, because they're going to find out that you don't like golf and you fucking lied. That's my 2 cents on that.
I like that.
You know, I've heard stories of that. I'm like, why would you do that? You know, I just think it's very important to be you. Like you said, contribute to the conversation, contribute through a form of support, follow up, you know, hey, how was your day or whatever, you know, give something. And it doesn't have to be anything financially is my point. Just give something. And I feel like if you give some compassion, that's a form of giving something. So there's an example.
No, that's great. I think, you know, Sassy's up here right now. Sassy, I know anytime you want to talk, just throw your hand up. I know you're cruising over there getting your impressions. But Sassy's space was one of them. Lista's space is one of them. These are places where people that we would see down in the listener section, down in the audience, we would never hear them talk, but we loved them because they showed so much support, and that was silent. That didn't cost anything. That wasn't, you know, we're not looking for, Death Wish down there, buy a bag, Death Wish. No, Death Wish would come in and he would show love, and he would move around spaces and show love. And it's a different, you know, way of contributing. You don't have to do it based off of money. And that's what we're seeing here, is we're seeing growth happen that doesn't have to do with the monetary, like cash. It doesn't have to do with buys, doesn't have to do with purchases. And that's why we don't hear all these communities talk about that. You know, it's not the focal point. It's not sitting up here talking about, you know, our market cap and our buys and all that. Now, granted, you know, it's fun watching it. You know, we have buy bots and stuff, and it's cool. And, you know, it's prideful when you see a buy come through, especially for in our position. It means a lot. I don't care if it's $2 or $10 or $100. It's something special, because that means somebody believes in what we're doing, you know, and that's different. So, all right. Anybody else got anything to add before we move on to the next topic, which that was value, you know, creating value?
Yeah, I was just going to say, when people change their PFP to the fire background, right now I feel like that's more valuable than buys on the chart for us. Like, well, buys are great and everything. Like, I'm never going to say that that's not valuable, but whenever somebody changes their background of their PFP, that says a lot more to me. And like you said, we just don't move that way, where we go into a space or go around and say like, hey, buy Ninja Cat. Like, this space, the crypto space is full of so many different people that are constantly pushing things down your throat. And today it's this project and tomorrow it's that project. And they know all the little keywords, hot phrases to say to get you just hooked in enough to buy it. And then they'll dump on you and move on to the next thing. And we finally learned that the best way to go about business is to just prove yourself. And it's not as quick as the other projects do it and everything, but we're a lot more sustainable, and we're proving ourselves long term. And like, I'll use an example like the other night in Twitch, whenever Russ was like, hey, if you guys push out my PFP, what was it, 1,200 times, he's gonna buy one soul. And I was like, okay, I'll tell you what, if you buy one soul, or if you double it, then I'm gonna donate $100 in Ninja Cat to somebody. And if I just said that up front, they would have thought that I was full of shit or whatever. Sorry. But the way that we move, like he knew that we're not gonna dump on him if he buys more, and he knew that I'm good for it to give out $100 to somebody else, so he did it. And I think that just proves the value of showing your character more than just shoving a project down somebody's throat.
Absolutely. 2,300 Russ emotes that night. 2,300 Russ emotes. That's insane. I'm kind of scared for Friday night. Next Friday night, he's going to go for 3,000 or something. It's just going to be all Russ emotes filling the chat. But Walt, you got your hand up?
Yeah, I was going to say you can't like, I would say buy your way to value and stuff like that. You really need to like put in the hard work. It's just like somebody getting like a BBL. You can tell.
You can tell Walt just came back from Miami.
Yeah, I saw enough of those down there. But no, you can tell when someone actually works out and they put in the time, they put in the effort and stuff like that. So, but it's the same for you guys. Like it's a slow process. Like you cannot rush art. It takes time to build a network. It takes time to build a community and a project. So I think there's far too much, self-gratification, instant gratification society. That's why so many people get absolutely wrecked when it comes to trading. They have no patience. People that have a lot of patience generally make pretty good money in the space, but a lot of people just don't have patience or full understanding of what it takes to build a project or an application or a dApp or a platform. So like when people get antsy and they're like, oh my God, why isn't this done yet? That's their opportunity to bring value to a community or to a project. Why don't you go out on Spaces and let your personality shine, not just start hawking the project, but people are going to generally want to buy from somebody that they like, not from someone that's like, oh, get this token. You know what I mean? It's like, get to know everybody in the room. Get to know, actually get to know them. Not those bullshit surface conversations. Actually get to know them. Like what we had, we all were talking, like we had some deep ass conversations that we just met. but it's like we all know each other now. We're all pretty good, damn good friends. So it's just like, I don't know. I would say you could still do that on Spaces, but it is a little bit more tricky on Spaces.
No, absolutely. And I think that's kind of what we saw the value in, was just, this is us. Let's introduce us. Like I think the big part of to shorten this whole thing is you could hang out up here for a year and never own $1 of Ninja Cat, and it wouldn't change our minds or views of you as a person. That's what it's about. It's just like we're meeting people. I could care less I can't say I could care less. Obviously, we all care about that, but I don't look at somebody and say, okay, are they holding? I'm not going to really post anything for them. I'm not going to repost. I'm not going to show them as much love. We don't base it off of that. We base it off of the people we see, the connections we built, and the relationships we've had. You may look at somebody and especially, man, we've been through so many of those late night spaces where there's only like 4 or 5 people in there. And you just get this connection that you don't get anywhere else. And that's why we've always said, like, this whole, bull market, bear market, whatever you want to call it, like this downtime has been nothing but a godsend to us, because we've been able to find and meet people that we probably wouldn't have been able to have that connection with, because there's not as many people here right now. So we've all seen it, when the hype starts coming, the spaces start filling up, Telegram chats start going crazy. Like, it's just how it works. But then when it dies down, the real ones come out, and now we're actually able to meet and connect with these people, and we're putting these huge communities together one by one by one. Who knows what could be next? Like, we look at it and say, okay, we've met, you know, we originally we met over with Sassy in the front porch, and then we moved over to Lys's, you know, and Chris with GFi, and then, you know, we jumped over to Doginal Dogs. And these are all just communities that are one by one coming together. We're not like, okay, we're not going to hang out with them anymore because now we found them. They're all coming together. And we've met all of them through the connections we've made. So that amount of time that we've put into that, it's not work. It's true friendship. It's meeting people. It's, you know, I've heard people spill out stuff that, like, Spaces is life-changing to them. It really is. You know, and that's something that you can't even explain that to people when you talk about it. You know, people, the only questions that people ask you when they find out you have some kind of crypto project is, how much money have you made? It's always the same thing. How much money have you made? Well, let me tell you how many relationships I've actually met, people that are better friends than my own in real life friends. Let me tell you about that real quick. Go ahead, Cody.
I did want to say real quick that, you know, how should I word this? Yeah, you say what you're gonna say. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna word this.
I can word it. Bubba, you are probably one of the coolest guys I've ever met in my life, and something on those lines, something like that. No, when it comes to you, just start speaking over me. All right. Consistency is the next topic. I love this one, and this, man, we've got some people that can definitely attest to this. So consistency is not easy. Consistency, we have to fight our own battles all the time with consistency. You know, I've talked about it with streaming. I always bring up the streaming side of it because that's a huge thing to me. That's something I want to see really succeed. I love doing it. I love, you know, I mean, if you could see the Twitch right now, you could see the effort that goes into the stream. It's just, I love doing it. I'm constantly thinking about it. I'm constantly trying to figure ways to make it more engaging, and it's something I really, really do. But what I've learned with that is where, just like here, consistency pays off. You know, and just showing up and being there every day, or you know, however many days you can be consistent. You know, I've spoke about lists before down here, and that's one thing. Like, we don't do 7-day-a-week spaces. You know, we don't. We didn't come in here saying we were going to do 7-day-a-week spaces. We came in here knowing what we can do, where we can be consistent ourselves. We support everybody 7 days a week, but I know what I can do comfortably, and I know what I can do consistently. And that may be less. Of course, I want to do more. I love doing this. I love being on spaces. I love talking with you guys. I love doing all this. But I know I have other obligations sometimes, and I don't like being inconsistent with that. So that is how we rolled. We came in. This is who we are. This is what we do, and hopefully that works for everybody. And in the meantime, because we can give our support somewhere else. You know, we're around all the time, and that's where me and Cody really, and now Josh has really been coming in. Josh is coming in hot, but we've been able to bounce off each other. You know, we all have days. Consistency comes down to good days and bad days, and we all have them. And I guarantee you, everybody here who you think is a strong man, I wish I was like them. They have their Cody sitting right by their side when they have their bad day, and their Cody picks them right back up or covers for them while they go through that. And that's exactly who we're finding here. Go ahead. Oh, Liz is up here. What's up, dude?
Hey, I love the conversation. I had to hop up here. I couldn't agree more. Even though you think everything looks nice from the outside, it's just kind of like that Gary Vee video we were talking about in my space earlier. You know, if you don't have people that you can depend on, people that make you want to show up, people that give you that extra push, it's not easy. I always said I would never do 7 days a week. I know Peanut knows this. I always said, like, that's too much. You know, you need a break. I used to say Sundays are for football, and then this happened, right? And now everything kind of switched up, but I knew it was time to level up, and I was very comfortable with where I was. So it was about finding the next big challenge for me, something that was going to really make me I don't know, just push myself harder. And I always do that. And I hope everyone does that. Like, if you notice that you're comfortable, even if you're doing well financially, even if you're doing well with your project, whatever it may be, if you're stagnant and every day is starting to look the same, you got to switch it up. You got to say, okay, how can I do more? How can I add more value to the space? How can I add more value to my community? And that's what I like to do. So when Jed brought this up, we got, this idea from Fire and Russ. And then I had an amazing phone call with Fire. I was actually in Florida. I remember I was sitting in my niece's room and I'm like, dang, I guess I'm going to do this. Like, we're really going to do 7 days a week. And that was it, we planned it for after DD Vegas, so everyone would be back. And I knew, and like Jed knew, if I said I was going to do something, there's no way that I would go back on my word. I would never do that. So we show up, and you guys have been showing up too. So it's not easy for you guys to commit to 12 p.m. every single day. And if it wasn't for seeing all your beautiful PFPs in the crowd, it probably wouldn't be so easy for me to want to be there. So it really is a team effort. It takes a village to do anything successful, in my opinion.
Oh, I agree 1,000,000% on that. That is definitely, I mean, being consistent, definitely the growth that you see helps that. But I think for you, for me, for Cody, I mean, I think for most of us, we would stay at it, even if it wasn't. I mean, we've hosted, I guarantee all of us have hosted spaces with like 2 people in there before. We've all been at that beginning point where, and look at us. So every one of us is stuck with it. Some are higher, some are on that next level, some are moving up to that. But at the end of the day, the key factor to all of that was being consistent, determination, Peanut, and then we'll go to Walt.
Oh no, Walt can go first. I think he was up.
I was just gonna say, something that gets overlooked all the time is it is so important to check on your friends. I mean, it just like everyone's going through something, I would say. So it's always good to, even if it's a text, I personally like to call people. So that's probably really effing annoying for them. But I don't really care because a text message doesn't always come across as quite as genuine as an actual phone call. And sometimes my friends have said, I did not want to answer, but I am so glad I did because I really needed this. And it's like, that's why I call. Like, if I think about somebody, I just call them because I'm like, I don't know what they're going through, but there's a reason why they popped in my head. And, sometimes people are going through some real bad shit and they don't know how to like verbalize what's going on. And maybe all of their thoughts are just stuck in their head and they need to actually say it out loud for them to realize, oh, that's what's going on in my life. I didn't realize it because it's just bouncing in this echo chamber of their head. And it's like, it's nice to talk to someone, even if it is a stranger. It's better if it's a friend sometimes, but you really don't know what's going on. And it's like, if you are a listener on a space or something, and maybe it is like you really like the host a lot, like seriously thank those hosts and co-hosts because you have absolutely no idea the amount of stress it takes to host a space, do all the correspondence behind the scenes to get guests, to contact companies, to get sponsorships, like moving shit around in your day-to-day life just to make this actually work, and to conglomerate all these people together to make them show up at the same exact time. It's really difficult. It's very stressful. So hats off to you guys. It's not easy. And Liz, my best friend does spaces every day. I don't know how you do it. I can't do it. It's a lot.
No, you can do it. Maybe you're just not at that point in your journey right now, because I know I wasn't at some point. It's about, making different changes. But I agree with what you said. And I'm a caller too. I like to call people and check in on them, especially if I don't see them. Like, I always joke around, like I slide into people's DMs if they miss my space at noon. I'm like, hey, are you good? Everything okay? But it is important. I couldn't agree more with that message, especially around the holidays. This can be such a difficult time for people. And for those of us that are blessed enough to call it a very special time, we may forget that it's not for others.
Wow. I wanted to add, Walt, your point with checking in with friends, that's very important. It's something that I do too. My time zone difference and their schedules and stuff, I text. I prefer to talk on the phone. I absolutely hate texting. When you spend all day in Web3, the last thing I want to do is move my fingers. I want to hear your voice. You're of value to me, regardless what you have to say or share. Like for an example, 9 o'clock, like you said, 9 o'clock just today. Texted Liz, hey, how are you? Haven't made a point in contacting you in a few days, so I want to reach out. How are you doing? Is everything good? How's life? And I feel like when you do that with people, they see the friendship and they value that, And the fact that you brought that up, dude, is just, it hits home because I'm the exact same way.
That's freaking awesome. Yeah, like, not a lot of people, like, especially girls, like a lot of girls are just like, they're like, oh God, I hate it when guys call me. And it's like, call me old fashioned. I don't really give a crap. Like, I would feel like the biggest pile of shit if something happened to one of my friends and I thought about calling them, but I didn't want to bother them. And, and then they just like did something that's unforgivable. I would feel like a massive pile of crap. So I just, I'd rather catch some flack for the sake of our friendship and for the sake of someone like being okay mentally, because like I said, like people go through some real shit nowadays.
No, I'll go to Peanut here in a second, but I just want to add to that real quick because I see Brittany's down there. I'm going to throw her under the bus real quick because it's a prime example. A while back, I was posting, the good morning post, and just we all put a lot of thought into our posts. It's not just quickly throw something out there and push send and move on with our day. There's thought that goes into them, and I will never forget this day. It was hilarious because I posted something, and And let's be honest, a lot of people don't read everything. So a lot of times you can post this meaningful thing and then you just get good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. There are people that do read, but for the most part, it's just I see somebody, good morning, move on. And that's how it is. So I was questioning myself and I'm like, man, maybe I'll just go to some short, quick posts because I don't think anyone actually pays attention to any of this stuff anyway. I'm just throwing it out there and at the end of the day, I think if one person gains something from it, I'm happy, but is even one person gaining something? And out of the blue that day, Brittany down there just randomly we don't talk a lot. And she just randomly messaged me and was like, Bubba, keep doing what you're doing. This shit fires me the F up. Like just this message like, whoa. Okay. And it was like a sign, like somebody heard me saying it and said, hey, somebody better message him and get him back on his feet again. But it was the most perfect timing. And maybe at that moment for her, it was like, hey, I need to show him some love, and it was just wild how it worked out timing wise. So it's so true. I mean, and that could go for anything, just dropping in and saying hello to somebody, how you doing? How's life? How's the family? That kind of stuff. It doesn't have to be a long drawn out conversation. It just needs to be that, hey, somebody cares, So yeah, I love this topic for sure. Peanut, did you remember what you were going to talk about?
Yeah, I do. And I'll keep this point short. I think it goes back to what Liz had brought up. And it's interesting too, because I know that there's probably quite a few mutual friends of ours that have a very specific idea, or not, maybe idea is the right word, but they've really leaned into what they know they can and can't do, and they know their role, their contribution to the space too, and it goes back to what you were just saying a little bit ago too, Bubba. Like you said, you didn't commit to like 7 days a week. Like you show up and you support other people, but it's not like you made that commitment to do Ninja Cat spaces every single day of the week. And it's been one of those things where I think it's challenged me to, just be mindful of, the saying, say what you mean and mean what you say. And that's something, again, I think when you see, at least when I see, a number of you guys doing incredible things on a regular basis, it's easy for me to want to, go out of my way and support everyone, or do whatever I can to support more and more people. But at the same time, it's just being mindful of hey, what are we actually committing to, and how does it align with what we're super passionate about as individuals, and not overextending ourselves in a way then where we are putting ourselves in a compromised state of not being able to uphold or execute or do what we say we're going to do. So it's something that I'm glad you guys touched on, because again, it's something that I know I need to work on, and maybe there's other people that do too, maybe not, but I think it's powerful to just hear from a lot of you guys that know the lane that you want to be in, and you're mindful about staying in it too with certain things. Obviously, again, growing, expanding, doing different things over time, but I think it's important to know, like, hey, this is where I'm really going to focus in and be at right now, and you're locked in with that.
I didn't see who's went down. Liz, go ahead.
So I agree with that to a certain extent, because I also feel like if you lean in on that mentality too much, you stay in your bubble. So like, to me, I never say I can't do this or I can't do that. Like, I don't have can't. It's, if I have to do something, I'm going to do it. So I like to limit that word as much as possible. And for you, I would say, try and challenge yourself to do new things. What are you doing now that you've been doing for so long? And you can be upgraded, you can level up. How can you level up, Peanut? And like I was just talking to Cody, I think a lot of people, unfortunately, in December use a lot of things as excuses to not start leveling up. People say, oh, well, it's the holiday season, oh, well, Christmas, oh, New Year's, oh, I have my goals for 2026, oh, I'm going to come in hard in January. Like, no, that makes no sense to me. It's December 15th. Why are you writing off the rest of this amazing month and the rest of these amazing opportunities to level up right now? So I would just say be careful. That mentality could really be limiting. I would never tell anyone to stay in their lane, because you don't have one lane. My lane is the whole highway. I'm ready to go anywhere. Where do I got to go? Where do I got to be? So I don't know. Just be careful with that one.
Yeah. I mean, and I say that too because, again, like, I know there's great friends that we all have here, and they know what works best for them in this current season of life. Not to say it can't change or evolve, but yeah, I think it's important for all of us to know, hey, this is where we're at right now. And yeah, I hope it would grow for all of us. But I know that there's some friends, again, they have other priorities, other things that are, kind of on the forefront of their mind, and what they're able to contribute or add to the space is going to look different, and that's okay. So that's where it's more so coming from. But yeah, I agree. It should be the whole it should be the whole highway, not just one lane. I totally agree. I hear where you're coming from.
I think we can simplify a lot of this, and it's just, if you care about it, you're going to make it happen. That's really what it comes down to. Is what you care about, you will make time for. And for me, I mean, that, and I say that because I live that every day. Like, I am here from 10 o'clock. I'm plugged in, locked in as much as I possibly can from 10 o'clock to about 2 o'clock every night. And then I wake up, and then I focus on the other things that I care about in my life, which I have to do. And that's how I made this work, is I care enough about this to work that I found time to make it happen. And that's really what it comes down to. So if you have something that you care about, you're going to find time to make it work. And that's really the short answer that I think you really have to focus on. So if hosting something 7 days a week, you say, I want to do it, you will make it happen. I love what Liz said just a few minutes ago. It's like, don't say never, but just say you're not there. It's not in your cards right now. It's not in your cycle. It's not, what you're dealing with right now. You may have other stuff that you're wanting to do, but it can happen, because if that becomes your priority, you'll make it happen. you know, and we talk about this in relationships and with anything that we do in life. You know, I have a family, I have a wife, I have 5 kids. Those are priorities of mine. So I make things happen. I make time for that. And we all have those in our life. So if hosting a space 7 days a week is something you want to make happen, you're going to figure it out if you have that mentality. So, and I love what you said, Liz. I just got on my mom the other day because she's talking about, you know, what you just said exactly about the holidays and December. It's kind of wild to hear people, especially with diets, because it's like, you know, goodness gracious, oh, the holidays are coming up. You know, I have lost 32 pounds now, right? And we lost weight during Thanksgiving because we didn't let that mindset say, oh, well, it's Thanksgiving, so I'm just going to shovel my face full of food. No, I ate good. I ate the Thanksgiving food. I just didn't eat 10 pounds of it. And that was the thing. And my mom did the same. Oh, I'm maintaining right now, you know, the holidays and stuff. And then in January, I'm going to hit it hard. I'm like, no, you're not. You won't hit it hard January. You might do it for like a week because it's the new year and we're going to set these goals for the new year. But if you can't start now, then you ain't going to stick with it in January. So why don't you just start now?
I so hear your wife through you speaking like this.
Oh, 100%, dude. And then that's where I pick up things from, you know. I love it. I try to learn from people and communicate. But I don't know. I know Walt's hand was up. We got Jed up here. We got Money Miller up here. Let's go over to Walt real quick, and then we'll jump over to Jed and Money real quick.
So I love going to the gym, and I made a post. I don't know if it was yesterday or maybe 2 days ago, but I have had so many people say that they're going to work out with me and stuff, and they're so full of crap. They'll be like, I'm going to start next year. It's my New Year's resolution. I was like, how about a now year's resolution? Like, it's still freaking December, bitch. Like, go to the gym. Why do you have to wait like weeks from now, a month from now? Like, you have no idea what can happen with your health from today and tomorrow. Like, you might not wake up tomorrow. Like, the pure joy I get out of going to the gym and satisfaction and achievement and self-worth I get from going to the gym is incredible. And I wish more people knew what that was like. I can't encourage people enough to go to the gym. Like, it's definitely my solace and my peace. So if you're putting it off, don't wait until January. I'll tell you right now, January 1st is the busiest day at the gym, and January 2nd, it's back business as usual. Everybody quits. So just go now. It's worth it. It's
beat the crowd. Beat the crowd. No, it's so true though. I mean, I never really did New Year's resolutions. It's just like, if I want to change something, then just start changing it, you know. But you have to want to do it. That's the key to it. That's how you stick to things, is you have to want to do it. Don't do it because everyone else is doing it. Don't do it because someone else is telling you to do it. You have to want to do it to make it happen. So, Money Miller, what's going on, dude?
What's poppin', fam? Yeah, it's funny. So you guys were talking about, like, I know Walt brought up the, you know, checking in on people, and you know, shout out to like so many people in this room specifically for checking up on me as I've been going through a lot of stuff. So I really just wanted to extend some gratitude and thanks to some of the wonderful people here. I mean, you guys kind of know what I'm going through, and there's been so many of you that have constantly checked up on me, and I just, it melts my heart. It means so much to me. That said, yeah, man, moved yesterday. It was fun because it snowed 4 inches from Saturday into Sunday. So I moved in the snow, but hey, we got it done. I'm in the new pad, got my, you know, at least the PC and my desk and stuff set up. So yeah, feeling good about it. You know, getting back to myself slowly but surely.
That's what it is, man. Go ahead.
I gotta ask, Money, is everything still in boxes, but the PC and stuff is unpacked and set up?
You already know.
Dude, I've been there. I know very well. That's why I had to ask, because I would leave. It'd be like 2 weeks, and my mom would come by and visit, be like, "Hey, how are you settling in?" I'm like, "Oh, you see?"
Yeah, I was working on getting the bed set up today. So at least, making progress, and like, I'll get unpacked over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, of course, the first thing I set up was the desk, and then was like, all right, let me get the studio monitors and the mixer and the PC set up, and let's get it going.
Oh, dude, is that not the best feeling? Like setting it all up again, fresh.
Oh, and then turning it on, and you're like, yes,
yeah,
I've been waiting for you.
Like I don't know, man. I'm such a weird, like, some people will have like the wires all nice and neat, and then over time you change things and the wires get all messed up and you just don't care anymore. But man, I specifically went with a Secret Lab desk because it hides all your wires behind it. I hate seeing wires anywhere. So it's such a good feeling to just start fresh. You can set your speakers here. You can do this. Yeah, I love that, man. Go ahead, Liz. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I was kind of lazy about the wire part. I was like, let me just hook it all up as quickly as possible to make sure everything still works, and then I'll get back and then rerun everything and do it appropriately. Because yeah, I'm like you. I can't stand seeing wires everywhere.
Nope. When we had a while back, we had a cable guy or satellite guy come out, and he's like, I'm just gonna leave this stuff here and then you do your thing, because I don't know what you got going on back there, but I'll never be able to make it look like that. That comes from my car stereo install days. Like I would do that behind car stereos. No one will ever see it.
Funny, I did the same.
No one will ever see it, but it's clean. Oh man, let me jump over to Jed real quick to check on him. What's going on, dude?
What's up, Bubba? What's up, everyone? I never jumped in these spaces, but I see a lot of Ninja Cats have been buying regens lately, so I'm like, yo, I gotta show up. I seen Austin grab the 4-pack. Thank you, bro. I really don't want to give credit to Liz, but I guess I have to, unfortunately, because she's the one that's usually here. So I'll give it to her. She's great at what she does. No, but all seriousness, thank you everyone who's grabbed the regen so far. Money, I don't know what you've been going through, bro, but I love saying God loves throwing the kitchen sink at me, bro. I've had every fucking thing thrown at me, bro, and that motherfucker ain't beating me, I'll tell you that. So you know what? Every bad thing that happened to me in life, something good came out of. So I always look at it like that. Like, you don't see it right away, but sometimes it might take a year, it might take 2 years, but then you're like, oh shit, something really good came out of that bad situation. So I'm sorry for what you're going through, but bro, you'll be fine, bro. You'll be fine. You're headstrong, and you got good people around you. And sad to say, bro, the people in these rooms are more, they care more than your fucking IRL friends, which is sad. That's just how it is. But maybe it's because we fucking hang out every day. So that's why I take a lot of people in this room. Like, if I got a fucking serious issue, like I call Slick Rick, I call Liz. Like, I don't call my IRL friends, which is fucking crazy because I know Liz like 7 months. I know Slick probably the same time. And I know some people 15 years. And I'm like, you know what? I trust them more. So I don't know. I just feel like people here care more. Maybe it's because we talk every day, but I don't know. We just got a good circle of people, man. We're surrounded with good people, and I don't know. I feel like any of us could get through anything. Anybody's going through anything, you could hit my DMs. I'll drop my cell phone on the fucking timeline. I don't give a fuck. I dropped it in the group chat, 250 people, because that's how I am. You know what I'm saying? But I really do give a fuck about this space, man. I really do give a fuck about the people here, and I'm here to make this space better. So I just think it's a new space. It's evolving. We went through some shit periods. I've been here since 2020. I've seen hyper financialization. I've seen how ugly it got, but I see how nice it's getting now, and I just see all the fucking everybody blossoming.
Appreciate that, brother.
Everybody blossoming. I think you nailed it right there. I mean, that's what I'm seeing is just the growth throughout here is just spreading, and it's for the better. Like we all are uplifting each other. We're all bringing different views to things. We're finding different ways. I mean, you look at where you guys started, where I mean, for us, it's been such a change to say, okay, our outlook has changed. We used to do things a lot different, and then we started shifting towards, and I've heard you talk about it. Bringing revenue in from the outside is something that it's kind of crazy to think that it's like alpha that nobody really thinks about, but it's a huge advantage to be able to pull in Web2 money into a Web3 project. And that's I love how your mind goes and just watching you move, man. It's been awesome seeing. So we haven't got to talk too much because most of the spaces you're on, I don't get to hop up on during the day. So I appreciate you coming up here and chatting for sure, Jed.
Bro, I believe in the space so much, bro. I'm putting my fucking restaurant's name on the line for this space, bro. Bottom line. That's how I'm putting my fucking family's restaurant name on the fucking line for the space. That's how much I believe in it. But a big part of it's because of Liz, because she's been bringing a ton of people through, and I see the experience people have, and that just opened my mind to like, yo, we can do this like so fucking good. Like we're gonna have a fucking dedicated site for Web3, and regenerates slash, every community. We're gonna fucking push every community that fucking fucks with us, and we're gonna blow this shit up.
Yeah, obviously, like you weren't here earlier, but Arson down there is Josh. He's been with us pretty much since the beginning, and he didn't talk to any of us. He's not plugged into NFTs. He's just now getting into it. He didn't reach out, unless he reached out to Cody, and I didn't know it, but he didn't reach out to me. He just made it happen. He bought one the first time. I don't know what he's got, 4 or 5 now. He's hooked, and that four now, yeah, and that tells something for the community that you guys
Catch up,
have.
Josh. I got 10.
Yeah.
Man, I'm trying. I only got so much money.
Wiz down there, I see you, Wiz. I will eventually send that wallet. Don't you worry. Wink, wink. But no, I mean it says something. Just like you were talking about, Jed. You're seeing people coming in, and whether it's through lists or whether it's through the communities that we're rolling with. They're buying that for a reason, and it's not to flip things. I mean, I have 40 NFTs of another project right now that is actually doing very, very well. And it hasn't
29.
Yeah, 29. I got 40, and it hasn't even crossed my mind to start flipping them, because that's not why I bought them. That's not why I minted them. That's not why I supported them. It was beyond that part of it, and I don't need the money bad enough to do that. So go ahead, Jed.
No, I was just gonna say when people start making real connections here, and they start valuing what we really have, and that we have the opportunity to pioneer a new industry and do it the right way. Like we fucked up in 21, letting the KOLs run the space, but now we got like good people, at the forefront. This could be a game changer. Like this is a generational opportunity for everybody. Like you think you're late? Like we're here 4 fucking years, 5 years, 6 years, whatever it is. It's nothing. It's a blip in time. Like these are financial vehicles. These are networking vehicles. These are so many things, bro, wrapped up in one. And you know what? They're the best crypto, in my opinion. They're the best, most fun crypto asset there is out there. You buy an old coin, or you buy a meme coin, or you get nothing, bro. You get nothing. All you do is you might as well buy fucking equities. Like I was on Wall Street 15 years. I get the same high when I buy fucking Sol, when I bought fucking you know AT&T. Like it's the same shit. But when I buy a fucking NFT that's got a hype community and I get to talk to people and network and do all this shit and build, it's like wow, it's like such a different feeling. So people don't realize like we are so early, man. We are so early. Like I posted that thing about Gary Vee today, and like people think like, oh, I'm here 3 years, nothing's happened for me. I'm like 3 years, bro. 3 fucking years? That ain't shit. That's why I hate the word legends. I'm like, people, legends. You ain't no fucking There's no legends here yet. There is none. Zero. I don't give a fuck. Luke ain't no legend. I'll call them all out. Luke ain't a legend. Burnt Toast ain't a legend. None of them motherfuckers are legends yet. Because you know what a legend is? Somebody that's here sustainable for fucking 20 years. Talk to me in 20 years, then you're a legend. I've been here fucking 6 years. I've seen all the shit. None of these motherfuckers are legends. Let me see if all those IPs are still around fucking 20 years from now. Maybe they will be. I'm not saying they're not. But don't call people legends yet. Come on, you ain't a legend.
Gotta earn it. Your mindset is always far out, and I love that, because it's not an easy thing to find. Most people want things fast. Most people want to see things happen fast, and to be able to see that vision farther out, because we have to start it somewhere. So people can look at things and say, oh well, you haven't done much, you haven't grown, you haven't done this. But I don't ever look at it that way. I look at it as, okay, we've only done this for 3 or 4 months. Give me 3 or 4 years and let me see where we are. So it's something I've always seen you talk about. The time frame, and it's always far out there.
Yeah, and these fucking motherfuckers had $100 million runway, bro. They think about it. They had 100. Give me 2 million, bro. Give me 2 million. I'll build a dynasty. They had $100 million. They're running out of money. Doodles is fucking running another mint. Are you fucking kidding me? And I was a day one Doodle. I love Burnt Toast as art. No, like I ain't shitting on them, but like they're $250 million company. Why are you running another mint? It's extraction. It's extraction from your own fucking people. Come on, man. That shit ain't right.
Now you did say something in there that I like, because I like challenges, and that's why, you know, I think for us here, that's just something that we go through all the time, is challenges, and people saying, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that. And I heard you in there, you said that meme coins. So that's my challenge now. So I'm gonna succeed. We are going to succeed in getting Jed to believe in a meme coin again. A meme token is going to change your mind, and I have now accepted that challenge. All right.
I got absolutely wrecked in memes this year, bro. Absolutely wrecked. And I was talking to Liz about this before. I train my mind every day, every fucking day. Like, I know one thing in crypto that's important is to train your mind. Like, when you got FOMO, you should be selling. When you're screenshotting, you should be selling. When you fucking feel bad, you should be buying. But people don't train their minds. And I know this, and I still fucked up. I still fucked up. I fucking round trip fucking 300 grand because I was like, oh, so this is going to a million, you know, greed, FOMO, all that bullshit. Like, when you're in crypto, you need to train your mind. I don't know how the fuck I did it in 21 because everybody's like, 1 ETH is 1 ETH. And I guess I was so new, I was like, no, 1 ETH is fucking 4 grand. And my mutants were fucking 50 grand. I'm selling that shit. Like, that was real money to me. When I pulled, you know, more than $250,000 out of the market, I was like, no, this is real fucking money. This is all bullshit. But then I fell for it again this year with the fucking memes because they were like the meme super cycle. Everything's going to a billion. I'm like, I'm pissed at myself. But you know what? It's all a learning experience. So I don't give a fuck. But yeah, I also thought like, you know, memes like Ponky and all these were like building real brands and all this shit. But you know what? They're all fucking down bad, bro. 99%. So I got wrecked.
Yeah. No, I get it, and that same thing happened to me on the other side of it, because I was born in the I was born in the meme trenches. That's what my career in crypto started, was memes, and I got wrecked. I mean, $100,000 bag to nothing, 75,000 to nothing. I've been there, and greed was it. You know, you just think, oh, it's going to keep going. But on the same side, you know, that you felt with the memes, I did the same thing with NFTs, thousands of dollars. And at that point, and it sucks too, because now here I stand where I could buy a dog. I could have bought, you know, I could have supported the shit out of regens and stuff, but I spent thousands of dollars on wasted communities on the NFT side. But at the same point, I never gave up on it, because I started seeing the little bit better. And now I've met good communities that show it's more than just the JPEG. It's so much more than that. So I still think there are good memes out there, you know, but I hear you, dude. There's so many out there that are money grabs, and you know, this didn't work, so I'm jumping to the next one, and it's rough for sure. Go ahead, Cody.
I wanted to say that 2 years ago, from my bank to Coinbase, to buy Ethereum, to swap to a wallet, to buy in a project that I was watching and looking into, it was a meme coin, Jed. My wallet was locked. I watched it go from the 30 grand I put in up to 180. And with that experience, I could have been like, oh, that's a big fucking L, dude. A lot of that was a hearing loss claim I got through the military. Okay? So I could have said, like, fuck this, you know, memes are bullshit, this and that. But when you start to understand the importance of community, and man, what are you buying in meme coin? Are you buying the art, or are you buying the people? And at the end of the day, if the people are treating the project as a business, that's a different perspective.
Yeah, but the only problem with memes, bro, is that it's always PvP, bro. That's all it is, bro. And unless you're one of the top five, you know what I'm saying, like fucking Shibu, Doge, uh, fucking what's the frog? I forgot his name, but whatever. It's really hard. It's really hard. And if you're not playing it for, like, you got to play them for what they are. They're money makers, right? So I'm not saying you can't make money in memes, but if you think that a meme is gonna last forever, like an NFT can last forever because people get connected to the art, they connected to the community, they get connected to the experience. But memes by nature are PvP. So like, make your money, get the fuck out, and move the fuck on. That's what I didn't do. You know what I'm saying? But if you think it's more than that, listen, I'm not. I don't know shit. I don't know more than anybody else. Just from my experience, I've seen it, and there's a lot of people that once they're posting on the timeline, you're already too late. You should have sold already. Once you see KOLs posting on the timeline, this shit's going to a million, whatever, for 10 million, you're already too late. You should have sold. You're buying now, your exit liquidity. So I don't know. It's just a little more. It's a little tougher in my opinion to play the long game with. NFTs, I see a little bit longer game. I see them kind of changing. I see like education coming into it, teaching people how to make passive income, teaching people how to get monetized, like the dogs do, like all different shit to kind of teach people how to build their accounts, build your personal account. Memes are just like, I don't know, they're kind of like empty financial vehicles, in my opinion.
No, I don't think you're wrong necessarily with a lot of that stuff. I think that at the end of the day, I think it's a lot of experience, and finding the right communities and going through it. NFTs, you have something, you own something, you're getting something put in your wallet. That is, a piece of art, or that somebody put time into, unless it's some AI project or something like that. But so there is something different there. I think at the end of the day, though, what I'm learning and what I'm seeing that starts to happen is for me, memes. I love NFTs. Honestly, I got into the NFT side because we wanted to launch an NFT project here, but we didn't want it to be a money grab. We didn't want it to look like, oh, they're just trying to get some money into the project real quick, so they're going to launch some random NFT project, which will never go anywhere, because that's not how they work. So what led us over to NFTs period was just the fact of, okay, we want to show respect to that side of things. I don't know anything about it, and I want to learn everything I can about it. The communities are amazing. I will give you that. I mean, and there's some bad ones, there's some good ones. I think at the end of the day, both sides experience the good and the bad. For us, what's really opened our eyes is seeing that there's other ways to run this business. There's other ways of doing it. Like, we focus a lot on external funds coming in. How can we bring money back to the project, not count on Jed buying a bag or Walt buying a bag or List buying a bag? Well, if the market's down, we can still bring money back. We just got our payout from Twitch 2 days ago. It was $114. Well, a month before that was $400. That's money coming back into the project that we're now creating. We have a small community that's been massively supporting, which is awesome. And we want to expand that out and find it bigger, because that industry is massive. So that's our niche. That's something that we can do to bring back to the project. And you don't have to do nothing but just watch it go up from there, because we're bringing it back. You guys talk about Depend. That's a prime example. I've had that in my shop. I don't know, 3-4 months now, and that's revenue coming back, and that's kind of how I see it. Go ahead, Jed.
But the revenue coming back, let me ask you a question. Like, is your goal to continue to put the money back into the company 100%, or is your goal to put some of the money back into the company to grow it while also rewarding the holders? Because I really believe that part of Web3, like when it started, why everybody got so excited was because we basically crowdfunded these companies, right? That's what it was. Like, you crowdfunded these companies and they found ways to provide value back, whether it was through NFT airdrops. Like I own mutants, right? My mutants gave me $100,000. So like that's why people got into this shit. That's why I got hyper financialized. But I still think a core ethos of NFTs is you still have to find ways to drive value back to your holders. Like, it can't just be about building your own company, because people are not here to be super fans. They're not here to just crowdfund businesses. Like, that's how like a lot of Web3 founders, like, I'm not going to name names, but they like flipped that switch so quick when the SEC came in, and they're like, oh no, these are just collectibles. Like, you're super fans. They didn't say that outright, but that's what they did. They basically created a bunch of super fans that were paying $30,000 for a fucking Azuki or whatever the fuck they were buying, and they weren't going to get no money back. That's not why people came here. People came here because they seen like, oh shit, if I buy this asset, somehow I'm going to get a return. Like, people want to see an ROI. And if you want to bring in like Web2 people, You really have to do that. Without doing that, like I try to, when I came in 2020, and I tried to tell my friend, "Yo, buy these things, bro," and they were like, how do I make money?" And I try to explain to them like, "Oh yeah, there's a community, and you got to kind of get the momentum going." And get, they were like, "You're fucking nuts. You're fucking nuts." But if I could tell them, listen, you buy this fucking NFT, and now you get, we can't use the word, but some type of ROI or dividend every quarter or whatever. It's much easier to explain to like the normies, and then you'll be able to onboard those type of people. So I really think that people forgot that like a lot of people loved NFTs because they were financial vehicles. Like the art only got better when like a Bored Apes, when they were at like a half an ETH, they were like, all right, they're cool. When they were at 10 ETH, they were like, oh, they belong in the MoMA. I'm like, fucking, are you serious? A fucking ape in the MoMA? Are you kidding me? Like, come on, bro. It's always like that though. It's been like that, you know.
No,
So
I'll answer that real quick, and I'll go over to you, Cody. What's really cool about that part of it is, we bring money back to the project. We can just sit there and buy supply and buy supply and buy supply, and then we got a pile of supply. And what do we do with the supply? We can do giveaways with it. We can
you burn them, bro.
Well, I'm not big on burning, but let me go further than that. Because what's really cool about it is that money has enabled us to help other people, our community, yes, but that money is also two of our regen giveaways has come from those funds. So we've been able to not only support the regens by doing it, but we've also been able to give back to the community. And Wander got one of them, Bacano got the other one. Glad that those two got them, because those were solid people to get them. But we've been able to definitely bring back for sure. I agree with that 100%. There's definitely people out there that are going to say, okay, well, I'm bringing back this money. I'm getting paid on Twitch, and we're just going to pocket the money. That's how we're going to make our money and not sell on the chart. I don't agree with that. Cody doesn't agree with that. It's not how we're going to do things, but we've been able to support other projects, other people. We just sent $50 out of that wallet to Toys for Tots for another community that's supporting it, and I know damn well they are. And that's the thing, is we're able to give that back. So yeah, I agree though. Giving back to the community is huge for that. Cody, you can go if you.
Yeah, no, we should probably pass some more mics around. Slick Rick came up.
Oh, I don't even see him up here, and I've had my mic on the bad setting this whole time. All right, let's move around. Let's move around, Jed, man. Great, I love this conversation.
Slick's gonna yell at me. Slick's gonna yell at me, bro.
Man, I ain't gonna. Honestly, I came to pay my debt to Peanut. I owed him 50 push-ups. You mind if I hit the Jumbotron?
Do it, man. Hit it up. I'm
Bro,
horrible about it.
Wait. Hold on, Slick. Was it 50 push-ups for 50 push-ups?
So I bet Superfly 50 on Detroit. I took Detroit. They were gonna lose. The Rams were gonna lose. I lost that. Then Peanut, I bet to him he was gonna lose to Dallas. I lost that.
Wait, no. Was it 50 push-ups for 50 push-ups?
What are you talking about?
Like, if he lost, he had to do 50?
Yeah.
He can't do 50 push-ups, bro.
Yeah,
He's
but
sucking you, bro. That was a sucker bet.
What are you talking about? Oh my gosh, here we go.
Superfly is solid, right? He said, you know what? I might not give 50, but I'll give him in increments like 15, 20. And to me, like working out is, I think you guys were talking about it earlier. That's a big part of my life. So any money as far as working out, even if it's set to 10, is all good money, right? Because especially if you don't work out, that shit's still going to hit you. Still gonna hit you hard, right? And I know Peanut probably can't. I mean, who knows? Peanut been working out for a little minute. I got faith in my little cacahuate, right?
He can't even do 30 in a row, bro. He can't even do. I'll put money. He can't do 30.
Peanut could do 30. I bet you Peanut could do 30. I bet.
You've been on a cold streak, bro. You want to bet me? No problem.
All right, we'll do it. We'll post on the timeline. We'll prove.
Let them know, Peanut. They be doubting my guy, bro. Like they do.
Man,
no, I just think he'll edit that shit, bro. He'll do like 5 and then edit it together with another 5.
Oh, okay.
His heart's too big for that, bro. He got too much to prove. He's trying to let his nuts hang like George from the Jungle, So like,
there's certain people I love trolling around. Peanut's one of them, bro. That's my guy, bro.
Hey, so look, since we're on the topic, right? Let's just talk about it, right? Let's talk about it one time for the one time, right? Memes, right? Me personally, like that's how I came into this shit. I never got into NFTs. I barely started getting into NFTs with we've been doing on my end, right? And just with this and that, and so I've always just came in with like Shib and all those fucking mean Doge, and then I bought Whiff, that was a big ass printer. Then I bought Shark that was a big ass printer. When I round trip so much money off of that dumbass shit, but it is what it is, right? But what I've learned through the trenches, going through this shit for so long, right? And Jed had it to be able to keep a meme going is like damn near impossible, right? Not saying it ain't, but it's damn near impossible, right? It has to have Web 2 integrated with it. If you don't have Web 2 integrated with it, you're never gonna make it, right? And because people got merch lines, people got video games, people do, they got all types of stuff, right? And it's never been enough, right? So, like for instance, in order to make something sustainable, you got to be able to base it on anything but price action, right? If you're constantly basing everything on price action, your community will disperse, right? But it goes back to kind of what someone said earlier. A lot of people, there the term ROI could be utilized in many different shapes and forms, right? Your ROI to you might be different than mine, right? Because a lot of people they invest because they want to be a part of something they feel appreciative, they feel loved, they feel respected, they're able to come in and just be a part of something, right? And then you have the ROI, well, I need money, monetization. Oh, I'm gonna flip this and flip that, right? But whenever something is built on something like that, it never lasts, right? That's why, everybody used to say, oh, well, what's the utility? What's the utility? What's the utility, right? We are the utility, bro. Straight up. The people are the utility. Not only are we the utility, but we're the community, right? We're everything because we're the ones coming with the ideas. We're the one building the games. We're the one funding this. We're the ones showing up at our events. We're the ones shaking hands. We're the ones talking personal business. We're the one building every single day, right? So that's where the real substance lies. And when you can I always said this, right? When you can have a community show up every single day where it don't feel like work or it don't feel like it's an obligation, you have won. You have won. Where you got people that show up every single day because they want to, not because they have to, and they show up because they feel like they're a part of something and they're adding value to whatever it is that they're doing, right? When you have that, you won. It don't matter what you do because it could these are firm believers and it can only grow from there. And honestly, like a lot of this shit, it just stems from real conversations. That's why that long time ago when I started opening my spaces, I was so glad. I was so glad like that I did that because a lot of people were able to meet people. That's how I met Sassy. That's how I met Bubba. And then Sassy kind of took it on the East Coast time, which was good because I wanted people to continue to carry the torch, right? Continue showing that kindness, continue showing in that love, that sincerity, that honest conversation that sometimes might not be too easy to talk about, right? But that was the only way that you will ever break down the barriers and the walls in order to get to real people. Because once it's all about sentimental value, right? Like for instance, I have a dresser in here that my father-in-law built, and I love my father-in-law to death. Right, I'll do anything for this dude. He's taught me so much. He was gonna throw this dresser away, but he built this shit like 30. I said, hell no. So let me get that dresser. You know what I mean? Let me put it in my room. I got my clothes in it right now. I said, this is gonna be a lifelong thing. I'm gonna give this to my son, and I'm gonna say, you know what, your papa, he built this shit 40 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So when you provide sentimental value, just like when Liz has gave me G5s, you know what I mean? I still got him to this day. Peanut, he's gave me long lost. I still got him to this day. They got my wallets, everything. So it's like when you have a sentimental value, and just like these dogs down there, Russ, Sticks, Lamb, all them, they got a sentimental value to their community. And since they have a sentimental value to the community, they're less likely to do some piece of shit moves, right? And that goes for any community because they respect the people that are next to them. So they're like, you know what? I'm not gonna do that to these dudes because I've met them. They're good people, like. And granted, when you get a bunch of people, not everybody is on the same mindset. But overall, the overall sentiment is I'm surrounded of a real community of people that talk to me every day, care about what I'm doing, support what I'm doing, push me forward to be better, push me forward to be sharper, educate me, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? And that is the real value, right? So when you can really do that, that's when you win. So I'll digress from there. Let's get it.
Man, oh, Slick's always coming in here. I think he's the king of the mic drop. Man, I love this. I mean, the topics tonight have been amazing. I mean, just not where I was heading, but that's what I love about these spaces. We can just, we just kind of start one way and then we head wherever it heads from there. And they've been some great talks, just doing things, make things important. Memes and NFTs. This has been a conversation I knew would eventually come up. Because we're in an NFT world. I mean, most of the communities we roll with, and that might say something right there. We're here, for that reason, because we have this connection that we've met with these people, and it changes the direction. I mean, that's the thing, is just being open-minded. And not being, closed. I don't have blinders on. We don't have blinders on to say, no, this is the path we're taking. This is what you're supposed to do. We got to do this. We got to do that. We got to do that. We never really had that same mindset when we did this. And I feel like we've gone in the right direction for that reason. And where we're going to go from here, I don't know where 100%, but I know I'm excited about it. And, we just keep growing. We just keep moving. So, anybody else got anything to add to that? I think we'll start wrapping up. We got 6 minutes till midnight here, and then the glass slipper comes off. So anybody else want to add?
Wait, did you say glass slipper?
Yeah. I always wear a glass slipper because midnight, Anyway. All right, man. Great talk, everybody. I'm going to shut down the stream. So if you're over there, make your way back over here if you'd like. Appreciate everyone that came through the Twitch tonight. Another great space over there. And see, even when we rugged over here for a brief second, the Twitch stayed open, which is what I love. So I'm going to shut the stream down though, because I'm going to switch to my phone because I do have a song I want to play us out with tonight. But let's go around the room real quick and say our good nights. I'll start with Sassy. Sassy, are you on the mic by chance? She is locked in on impressions right now. All right, let's jump over to Slick. Slick, I know you just talked, but do you got anything on the way out?
Sure don't.
Short and sweet. Love it. Peanut?